This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Great to be back here again, folks, and it's all about keeping it simple. Savings. Ask the question. Call us here at 1-800-662-9550. We also are looking at one of the key things here is a rise in multifamily and commercial loan originations as well. The multi-unit properties are actually, if you own a multi-unit property or if you are considering it, it's a great revenue generator, obviously, because rents are on the rise. But if you are living in one currently and you own a multi-unit, it's a great time to also take money out. So when you do take a cash out amount out of a single family or a multi-unit, you're not getting taxed on it, even when you do a reverse mortgage. So these are typical questions that we get. And one of the things, Zaf, with buying a multi-unit property, what are things that people should be aware of for purchases?
Well, first of all, you're probably better off. You want to make sure that you have good renters in there, for one. Mm-hmm. Just make sure how long, get a history of how long they've been there, and see if they're on leases. You want to make sure they're on leases. You want to make sure that they pay their rent on time, because you don't want to take on a mortgage with a feeling in your mind that they're going to be paying your mortgage if you don't have consistent renters. So that could be a problem. But it is a great situation if you can buy a multi-unit, have good renters, and the rent covers your mortgage payment, because it's like free cash flow for you. It's kind of like they're paying for your home. So that's a great opportunity. Values are going up, so that's a great thing, and rates are really low, so it's the best time to do it.
It is, and I was just listening to it because it is a good time for anyone who is either you own a multi-unit or a single family, or you're considering purchasing one. It's a great time to do it because the values are on the rise. And we deal with so many different banks that are solid with good low interest rates that it's important for many of you to realize that maybe there is a ding on the credit score, or maybe it's just lower because you don't have as many credit cards. Or maybe you have a little bit higher on the credit card limit, so the credit score drops under 660 or 600. We approve folks from all walks of life. Our goal is to make sure that everyone gets a fair shake and education when it comes to their finances. And sometimes that no can be hurtful, it can be painful, and it's not a definite no because of the fact that you may not have been given the tools or resources on how we can fix this situation. If the score is under 580, you're looking to purchase a home or refinance or do a reverse mortgage, very easily we will get you that information for free through our credit bureaus. Do not pay someone to do that consolidation for you. Usually that'll end up putting things in dispute. It's going to cost you more. And you don't need to pay someone to fix your credit score. We can do that for free. And we can also approve you at scores above 580. So I always say, hey, believe in the dream. Make that happen. We're a place of yes. We're a place of hope. We are here to be of service. And we certainly want to make sure that whether you're looking to buy that first home, for folks who have served our country, we are grateful. And we have our VA loan program for folks who want to just buy a home at a 3.5% down payment option, which is a government-sponsored loan. We have that option, and that amount can be even gifted, Zaf. How crazy is that?
It's incredible. I mean, the 3.5% down, it can be gifted by a parent or a sibling, a relative, a close relative. You can basically buy a home with no money down of your own. You can also borrow money from your 401k. Depends on your 401k, what the 401k guidelines say. So you can borrow that money for a first-time home. VA, our veterans, we can do it with 0% down. And I wanted to go back to what you were talking about as far as the credit repair. That's a little bit of a myth or a fallacy. So be very careful. Call us before you spend $2,000-$3,000 on somebody who's telling you they're going to credit repair your credit. 9 out of 10 times, they're not repairing your credit. They're calling the credit bureau and saying that you're disputing things that were late. Well, what happens when you go to get a mortgage or a refinance, you have to remove those disputes again. So you're going backwards no matter what. So if you really want the solution, call us first. We can tell you what you need to do. In some instances, you have to pay your credit card down a little bit. In other instances, you may need to pay something small off. So we can direct you, but disputing things on your credit bureau is not fixing your credit, and it's not going to help you in the future. Even 5 years from now, you're going to have to take the dispute off, and your score is going to go right back to where it was. So call us first.
Mm-hmm. Very true, because it's happened. I mean, people have said, "Oh, we did," and
all the time.
And we've said, not only you've put in the expense, or it's created now your score to drop. So you don't have to. This is a part of life. We do not need to feel ashamed of any of these things. We can help fix it. Everything is private, and it certainly will allow you to do more, give you more opportunities in how you choose to live your life versus having to live your life a certain way because of debt. And the fact that we have access to the credit bureaus directly, it's amazing when people say, "Wow, I didn't know," like, so that it got fixed in like 20, 30 days because you told me exactly what needs to happen. And it's truly, there's a science behind it. It's not something that you have to pay someone more money to fix it. That doesn't do the trick. But as I've said, we are here to be of service, answer questions, make sure that we can get you approved, whether it's a refinance, whether it's a reverse mortgage, whether it's a home purchase, or even an investment property or commercial properties. We do it all, and we are here to make sure that we give you the right answers and give you the education and the tools that are necessary.
Yeah, and we're very, very fortunate because we've built these relationships with the credit bureau. You can't just call any of the credit bureaus and ask them. In fact, let me take that back. You can't even get anybody to talk to you at the credit bureau. So we've had these relationships for 14 years. I've been in the lending industry longer than that. So we have these relationships where I'm talking to somebody one-on-one, and he can do an analysis or she can do an analysis and tell us what has to happen on that file or specifically. So it's a great resource. It's been amazing for us to be able to help our clients who call us. So we're happy to share that. Give us a call, 1-800-662-9550.
Folks, also the website, which I've said again is an easy tool for many if you wish to schedule time to chat on the phone. Email us with questions as well. The website is mmcmtg.com. One of the things I've also encouraged folks is to find out before you get, let's say, hearsay. People try and be helpful. They give you information. It's not as if they mean anything negatively about it. It's just that it's not based on fact. And sometimes when you're dealing with finances, especially, you want the facts. And one of the key ones with reverse mortgages, which I've seen over, and I'm smiling because it's true, people get bad information because the reverse mortgage is something that works and is a solid program. It's government sponsored. So anyone who's 62 years of age, 70 years of age, maybe you wish to have a little bit more financial freedom, you want to stay in the home that you live in, you may have a low balance on the mortgage or no mortgage, but you want access to some of the money without having to make mortgage payments every month. Be curious. Find out. Don't base it on anything but fact, because it's not only what I say or what Zaf says. With the reverse mortgage, you have to go through the counseling process. You have to get the education, which is provided by the government. So there is no hearsay. There's just fact.
And there's one fact that you have to take away, very important. The home always remains in your own name. Yes. That's always been the biggest problem and misconception, and that can be verified. Not only that we're saying it, but you go through the counseling agencies. The loan product has changed from 15 years ago. So when relatives and other people say something, they're talking about things that were 15, 20 years ago. The home always remains in your name.
And with that, folks, give us a call, 1-800-662-9550. Stay well, folks.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.